Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna cook a jambalaya. We'll get a pot down here. You need a big pot. First thing in, a little bit of lard just to get the party started. And I'd say about, oh, I don't know, that much. We'll let that heat up, and then we'll get ready to go. Need your fire up pretty good.
Oh. Need that to stir.
Alright, it'll start heating up. The lard gets hot. Get it melted good. Need a good heavy spatula or a piece of hickory. You gotta do a lot of chopping. Alright, first meat in is the bacon. £3 pounds.
That's a lot of meat in there.
You've already cut it up. You want it about quarter inch width. And we're going to stir that around till it gets golden brown. Browns up good.
Good, Daddy.
Alright, we'll come back when this is about done. Alright, now when you're baking, you can tell when your bacon's about done. First getting that golden brown, just like you like it. Alright, next thing go in, 9 boneless and skinless chicken thighs, lightly salt and pepper. Cut them up real chunky. They go in. Dump it right in there on your bacon. Get it all stirred up good. We're going to turn the heat up a little bit more. We'll stir this probably about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll let our chicken get done. Then we'll add our next meat. When your chicken looks about like that right there, then you're ready for your third meat, which is 1 pound of brown breakfast sausage. You get that in there, you can chop it up. Chopped up in there real good. You always got to keep stirring. You don't want it to burn. No good if it burns. We're going to let that breakfast sausage. We're going to let that breakfast sausage brown up good, and then we'll be right back. And we'll put our fourth meat in. You got to keep stirring this so it don't burn on the bottom. Now we've got our bacon in, 3 pounds of bacon. We've got 9 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. We've got 1 pound of breakfast sausage and about a cup of lard. That's where we're at so far. Next meat to go in, Cajun sausage, 2 pounds.
That looks good.
And your fire, that'll cool it off a little, but that's all right. It'll come back. All right, we'll let that heat back up, and then we'll come back to the next step. I'm gonna move this kid. All right, our link sausage is done. Now we turn the fire down. We're gonna put just a little bit of seasoning in it, not much. Just a little bit for flavor. We'll go with a little onion powder. About that much. A little garlic. Don't want to overdo it. About that much. A little slap your mama.
So good, it'll slap. You have to slap your mama.
And a little Thatcher's Creole. Just about that much. We'll give that a stir, and that's all the meat.
Whew.
Oh, I wish you could smell that. Smells good. Get that stirred up. All right, now we're ready for veggies. First thing in, onion. One big, or 1.5 onions, chopped. We're going to cook them for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, just till they clear up, kind of lose their crunch. We're going to turn our heat back up. While we're waiting on that to heat up just a little bit, we've got it mixed in there good. It's very important in this dish that you stay refreshed. I just happen to have a big glass of sweet tea. And it'll probably require about 2 or 3 pinches before the dish is complete. Make sure you ain't got it in your whiskers. That way it won't fall in. You don't want that in your jambalaya. We're going back to stirring again. Stir that bottom, keep that bottom clean. All right, we'll let that cook for a little bit. We'll come back when it's time to put the rest of the veggies in. All right, we've been stirring this for about 10 minutes. The onions are starting to clear up, lose their crunch. Next thing to go in is the celery and the green bell pepper. There's 2 bell peppers, 4 or 5 stalks of celery. We're going to cook that for a little bit. Oh, I don't know, another 10 minutes or so. And then we'll come back and add the last veggie, which will be canned tomatoes, about 1 quart. Now when your bell pepper and your celery get about done, the last thing you want to put in now on the veggies is 1 quart canned tomatoes. I got 1 quart left, it's what we canned, so it's going in the pot. Go get your knife. It'll smell like the day we canned them. 1 quart. That's going to cool your mixture down a little. And from all the stirring, everything will kind of mush and blend together. We've got our meats, We've got our veggies, a little bit of seasoning. Now this right here is a good meal for just about anything. You can put this over spaghetti, noodles. You could even put it on your shoe, it'd probably be good. Every now and then you'll get a little piece of something black. Big kettle like this, it's hard to keep stuff from sticking. That's why you always got to be stirring, watching your fire.
Ah, yeah. Right on the old neck. Be careful with the hot grease.
The cameraman will take one for the team once in a while. Now the tomatoes are pretty well blended in. So we're going to turn our fire down. We're just going to let that simmer for about 15 minutes. And then we'll be back. We'll put the rice in and the chicken broth. You gotta remember flavor, flavor, flavor. And we'll be getting ready to close out this pot of jambalaya. See you in a minute. Minutes is well, so we're gonna back this off. There was a lot of liquid in there, but the rice is soaking it up. We'll let her go 3 more minutes. We got our rice, brought it back to a boil, and then we covered the pot. Now every 3 minutes, you need to stir it. Go down on the bottom and bring it up. You don't want burnt rice or scorched rice. And it will scorch on you. So after we do that about 8 or 10 times, we'll shut the fire off, and then we'll let it rest for about 30 minutes. And we'll be ready to try. All right, we've been simmering, letting all these flavors blend together. A whole lot of goodness in there. All right, now we're getting ready to incorporate the last thing. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn our heat back up to about medium. Now what we're going to add in, we're going to add 8 cups. 8 cups of rice.
White rice.
I'm using white rice. Mix that in a little. And then we're going to back that up with about 10 cups of chicken broth. A lot of liquid, but we got a lot of rice. We're going to stir that real good.
Oh my goodness. Guys, if you could smell this. Whew. Y'all see this, you need to make you all a bunch of this stuff. This about, I bet you this is going to be good.
Let's finish adding their broth.
3 bottles of
I think
organic.
there's 4 cups. It don't have to be organic. We just grabbed this at the store.
Any type of chicken broth.
Just chicken broth.
3, you need 3 boxes, 3 little boxes.
Well, about half of that box.
Yeah.
There's 4 cups in a box.
That's a lot of liquid, but the rice is going to soak all that up.
I like my jambalaya a little bit on the moist side. We're going to stir this good.
Oh, Grandma. When you're using a pan like this, you'll get these little black pieces in there. You want to get those out.
Well, you just, if you can, you got to stir it almost continuously.
Or it's going to burn.
And you don't want it burnt.
Yeah.
We're going to bring that back up to a boil, and then we're going to cover it. If you've got a lid, that works real good. If you don't, in our case, we're going to use tin foil. And we made a mild jambalaya. If you want it hot, you can use hot sausage, or sometimes the women folk don't like it hot.
Put a little jalapeno in there if you want it a little bit hot.
This will feed about 20. Or what we'll do is we'll bag it up and freeze it. Eat on it for a couple of days and then freeze what's left. Get it out and microwave it or put it in a pot. Turn the heat up just a little bit more. Normally you'd put shrimp in it at the end of this cook. That'd be the last thing to go in, but we've got one that's allergic to shrimp, so we're going to have to leave the shrimp out. It'll be good without it. kind of see what it's looking like. The rice is soaking up all that goodness.
It's good. I just tasted it a little bit ago.
We tried it about a stirring ago, and the rice is still crunchy. You want your rice fluffy. We're going to try it again here in just a second.
Hey.
All right, let's try this here. Check our rice. Still a little crunchy. We need to go a few more times. But boy, is it good.
Grandma! Grandma!
We'll go another 3 minutes now.
No. This is for Grandma.
This is how we stir the pot. Stir the pot. You know, it's looking good. Give me some fine eating for a few days.
Bobby. This is how we stir the pot. Stir the pot. Stir the pot.
I got no cat hair on my pants, Dad.
Well, you take your britches off over there. Or make sure you brush them off good before you go in.
This is how we stir the pot.
Dad, can I brush off my
Stir
shirt?
the pot. Stir the pot. This is how we stir the pot.
Dad, can I brush off my shirt?
Yeah, over there.
In the bio.
Pide gumbo.
Okay, I got my shirt.
All right, another 3 minutes. I don't know if you can see the rice or not, but it's cameraman's getting a little bit lazy. Bits of celery, green pepper, sausage, chicken, bacon, onion. We'll give her another 3. And we're going to taste it. Oh, I got good help out here today. Get her stirred up.
Big muffins. Big muffins.
Get the tasting spoon.
No!
Hey,
No.
go in there and get me another tasting spoon, would you? That might have dog licking on it. Go get me a tasting spoon, would you?
Why don't you use the big spatula?
Well, you don't want to put that in your mouth. Me oh my oh, let's go down on the bow. Crawfish pie, the red dog wanting some jambalaya. Did you get that out of the drawer or out of the sink?
I know.
Then let me have it. Looks good.
Going back for seconds. Dole. Quit press.
Rice is just a touch crunchy still.
Oh my goodness.
That's all right. We'll give her about another 6 minutes. Ready? I guess this means we're ready. All right, now, it's been sitting about 30 minutes, so I'm gonna put some on the plate here. Rice is good and fluffy. Now, the salt, I put a little salt on it. A little bit of pepper. And if you get some of this on the plate, that's about as fine as you can get right there. But now, I like to put a little of this on there. I like a little heat on it.
Daddy, look.
That'll make a bulldog break a chain right there. Thank you all for watching, and till next time. God